Hello and welcome to ReginaldESQ. I'm Underhook and this is my review of the Russian Tier 6 light tank / scout tank, the MT-25. So is it any good? No, it's rubbish. It's an awful tank. Okay, it's a scout tank, so it sees tier 9 and 10 tanks, but even at tier 6 it's awful. Thankfully, the best thing you can say about this tank is that you never have to drive it, and here's why. If we go to the tech tree, you can see that the MT-25 sits here next to the KV-1S. For the KV-1S allows you to go to the IS and the KV-13. The MT-25 also allows you to go to KV-13, but you can unlock the KV-13 from the KV-1S. So you really never ever need to buy the MT-25 to get to anything, which is great because it's awful. Now, let's get into the review. It has 570 hit points, which is the worst of any tier 6 light tank. The weight of this tank is the second heaviest. The only heavier one is the VK-2801, the German scout tank, but the German one is only a little bit heavier. So I would say feel very free to ram any other scout because you do have good speed, because that's the best way you're going to do damage to them, because the gun selection is awful. So definitely feel free to ram any scouts that you see. Speed wise, it does 72 kilometers an hour and it is insanely fast. This thing really gets up and move, especially when you put the top engine in it. So yeah, it's very fast. It also does 23 kilometers an hour in reverse, which is quite good. So that point of view, very good. The traverse speed of 48 is average for a tier 6 light tank, and the turret traverse of 50 is very good. The only tank with a better turret traverse is the premium Type 64, which has 56. The 5916 also has 50, the same turret traverse, and the others are lower, but they're not that much lower. But it's good turret traverse. The view range, though, this is where it gets really bad as a scout tank. The view range is only 370 meters. That is the lowest of any of the tier 6 light tanks. Now, the others, the AMX-12T and the 5916 both have 380 meters, and the others all have 390 meter view range. So it really is poor. The signal strength of 761 is average for tier 6, and the camouflage of this tank isn't very good. The only tank with worse camouflage is the German 2801, but look, the German VK has 20 meters more view range and 40 more hit points and a much better gun. So like, yeah. And the others all have better camouflage. Now it does keep its camouflage whilst moving, as all the tanks do in tier 6. They're all scout tanks, so that's good, but it's just not real good camouflage. When you combine not having very good camouflage with having a terrible view range, it's a disaster as a scout tank. All these tier 9s and 10s will spot you straight away and just one shot kill you. Now, gun depression wise, it has -5 degrees, which is awful. However, most of the other scout tanks also have awful gun depression, with the exception of the T21, which has -10 degrees, which is excellent, and the Type 64 Premium also has -10 degrees, which is excellent. But yeah, now it has 25 degrees of elevation, which is very good. All of that doesn't matter very much because the gun selection's terrible anyway. It has the worst gun selection of any tier 6 light tank. So let's have a look at the grind for this tank. Where is it? There it is. So definitely get the tracks. They give you 4 degrees better traverse speed, and you definitely need that because it's a fast tank. And definitely get the upgrade engine. It makes a big difference to the acceleration of the tank. Now, forget these first two guns. I'm never going to look at them. They're a waste of time. Here's the auto loader, and after you get the turret, here's the top gun. The auto loader has a 30 shell magazine. Fantastic. Fires at 0.33, which is 3 shells a second. Fantastic. Has a magazine loading time of 45.7 seconds, which is terrible, but it has 30 shells in a magazine, so that's fair enough. The penetration of 46 at tier 6 is awful. When you're up against tier 9 and 10 tanks, do not fire your gun. There is no point. Each shell does 40, which is excellent when you consider you've got 30 shells in the magazine. So that means that in basically 10 seconds, you can do 1200 damage, which is fantastic. However, that's if you penetrate. And to be honest, there's not much you can penetrate. Some people suggest in this tank you do carry this gun and use it as an anti-scout gun. However, a lot of the scouts will bounce 46 mils of pen frontally. Another MT-25 like you will probably bounce that gun frontally, side and rear some of the time. But a lot of the tanks, even an AMX 12T has 50 mils in its lower hull, or the front of its lower hull. And there's quite a few that have scout tanks that have turret armor that will bounce that. So it's even iffy if you're going to penetrate another scout with it. But that's what some people suggest. Has an accuracy of 0.45, so you've got to be close. And a aim time of 2.3, which is kind of average. Or you can go for this Top Gun, which has a rate of fire of 22.22, which is very good. Has a penetration of 112, which is not bad for a tier 6 scout tank. It has damage though of 85. That is the worst damage of any tier 6 scout tank. All the others, they're Top Guns. The worst other one has 110 mils damage per shot. So at 85, we're way behind. And we've got the lowest hit points. So if you meet another scout tank, chances are, even if you can outplay them and get more hits on them, they're probably going to kill you first. The accuracy is 0.34, which is very good, and the aim time of 2.3 is about average. So really not good guns on this tank. So poor gun with low damage, poor camouflage, awful signal range, low hit points. But it's fast. That's the only thing it has going for it, is its speed. So I would suggest the best way to play this is to perhaps wait a few minutes, then fly across the map and try and kill the artillery. It's still going to take you 8 to 10 shots, well, not that many, probably 6 or 7 shots to kill their artillery. Also try and get behind the artillery, don't shoot them in the front because some of them will bounce you. But yeah, go for their artillery. It's probably the only effective role you can have in this tank, unless you're very lucky. Alright, let's get into Tank Inspector, have a look, and then get into some gameplay. Okay, so here's the MT-25 in Tank Inspector. Something I forgot to mention in the review, if you have the, where is it, the auto cannon on, you know I said the penetration's terrible. Well, you could choose premium ammunition. That would boost your penetration from 46 to 62. With 62 mils, you should be able to penetrate most of the other scouts fairly reliably. But you know, with 30 shots in the cannon, I reckon it would turn out to be very, very expensive. But that could be an option. If money is no object to you, then you could, yeah, use the auto cannon with premium ammunition. It might work out okay. Alright, so let's have a look at the armor. So I'll start with the beak of the tank, and the section here in front of the driver on the hull is all 45mm, which is why I said you might have trouble penetrating with your an auto cannon penetrating another one of these. As you can see, also the front of the turret is the same 45 degrees, and the mantlet 45 as well. And you can see there we're getting 55, and if it's angled a little bit, you know, it's a bit harder to pin. So yeah, now the rest of the lower plate here and the upper part of the hull is 40 mils, so it's a bit less. And the side of the tank is also 40 mils all the way through. The side of the turret still 45, and the rear of the tank is also 40, so, and 45. So as far as armor goes, it's actually, you know, it would be a well armored tier 4 tank. Anyway, the top deck and the top of the turret is 20mm, and you've got this section here which is actually 30mm. I don't know what benefit that would be to you, but anyway, it's there. That's about all there is to say on the armor. Let's have a look at some games. Alright, it's a tier 8 battle on Malinovka. I have already typed into the comments that I am going to rush the enemy. So this is an example of a scout rush. It's a suicide mission, but it's about the most useful thing I can do. So I'm heading up using this tree as cover for as long as possible. And now my cover's blown, and you can see we've started spotting people, including their scout leopard there. Now you can see the tank's pretty fast, 71 kilometers an hour we're doing here, and I don't have the top engine yet, so it does go even better with the top engine. And here we are scouting lots of people. Yes, he's missed me. Hoo-hoo, I'm too fast for you, buddy. Getting lots of nice spotting, and here I make a tragic mistake. Watch this. I'm looking at this guy. Oops! That was a slight mistake. I'm hitting him with my auto cannon. I think I had the auto cannon fitted, but there's not really any point. So, yeah. Anyway, but see there, we've killed 3 of their tanks, including their leopard. And just for me. So 3 lives for 1. Actually not a bad thing to do, and helps you earn experience quickly. Some guy said there, good job light. There you go. So yeah, it does help you earn experience quick if you just want to get through the tank, elite it, and get rid of it. Now, as it turns out, we lost that game unfortunately, but you can see there we did spot a heck of a lot of tanks. We would have got the is it Scout Medal or Patrol Medal? One of the ones you get, you only have to spot 9, but you have to win the game to get that medal. But we would have got the medal if we had won. Okay, next screen. And you can see that we actually finished 3rd on our team for experience. So, like I say, especially if it was a tier 19 game, anything like that, rushing at the start of that particular map can be a good tactic. Some people will hang shit on you for it, but you can see there, 3rd for XP, and yeah, 3 of their tanks were killed because of it. So, and we lost 1, which was me. So it can be worth it in a fast tank. Next screen, and we fired 11 shots. We got 11 direct hits. I actually just started shooting at that tiger with the auto cannon for a bit of fun, but you know, it says penetration's 1, so I probably tracked him. We received 3 hits, and of course they all went in. We spotted 11 enemy vehicles and damaged 1 with that bit of track damage. But we did 2,829 spotting damage. And because we've got such bad camouflage and such bad view range, we probably never would have done that much spotting if we'd actually tried to do a normal scout roll. Okay, next game.
Time to roll out.
The map is Lakeville. It's a tier 7 match. This is one of the very few good games I had in this tank. Now, I know there's going to be some people out there who are going to say, oh, look, yeah, if you play it right, it's a really good tank and all that sort of stuff. Well, yeah, if you play it right, and you know, you can have good games in it, sure. All tanks, you can have good games in them. But compared to the other tanks in its class, it's terrible. Alright, so we come up on a Lux, something we can penetrate. I've got the top gun. He's having trouble getting away from me there. Now I get hit by a Type 58 on the other side of the lake there. So I'll have to leave the Lux alone for now. Lux, I don't know, whatever you call it. We did also get hit by a T-43, but only says critical, so I don't know what critical damage it did to us because nothing's damaged. Our tanks are in the cap across the river, which is good. So I'm just trying to see if I can spot anything over there. I think that was us spotted it, I'm not sure.
That one didn't go through. We didn't penetrate their armor. Critical.
So 112 mils of pen here. So I'm just trying to track it now. I don't know if I tracked it with that shot or not. But now the enemy's made a big mistake here. Really, they should have just sent someone up and shot me. Our ERC there goes to finish off the Lux. But they really should have just driven up and shot me by now. So we've got a green indicator which says that yeah, we can get through that armor, but at this range it's just not happening. So I tried to snipe the cupola there, but it looks like it bounced off the cupola. So now I think, okay, I'm just going to try and track him. And I think we did just track him there.
We didn't penetrate their armor. We didn't even scratch them. We didn't penetrate their armor.
We can't even get the rear of a T-43 with our 112 mils of pen.
Critical hit. We didn't
So we'll try and track
penetrate
him
their
now.
armor. Penetration.
Oh, we got one through his turret.
Penetration.
Oh, another one. Hey, hey, we're looking good. But you can see the small amount of damage we're doing doesn't really bother people too much.
Penetrate their armor.
But it does have a very good rate of fire. I mean, we're pumping the shots out there.
That one didn't go
The
through.
accuracy is okay, but at this range it's very hard to accurately hit the tracks. Looks like we tracked him again, did we? Try the other track now. I think we have tracked him.
We didn't even scratch them. Critical
I
hit.
hope we've tracked him because our teammates are pumping shots into him. No, he's not tracked. I don't know how many shots we have to put into his tracks to actually track him.
We didn't even scratch.
Looks like about 50. Uh-oh, Hellcat's coming up to get us. Can we sneak a shot into him when he's not looking at us?
Penetration.
We can, but he got one back into us. He's not very strong health though, and our rate of fire helps us out, plus one of our teammates hit him too. Actually, our teammate finished him off. But that was pretty good. Actually, it was something effective we did. And hopefully we're getting some spotting damage along the way, but I'm not sure. I think my teammates across the river are doing their own spotting, since our view range isn't great anyway. Now see, that Hellcat spent a while just trying to spot and shoot from there. He should have just driven up and shot me in the first place, so I don't know. I was a bit lucky here that the other team just played really badly. In regards to me anyway. So we're winning quite well. It's 9-6. You can see the enemy in town is retreating. See if I can get a shot on this KV-1S. And I can't. And somebody else killed it anyway. Oop, I've been hit from the front. T-50, I managed to shot him. Now you can see that he's actually bounced off my angled armor.
Enemy is hit. Penetration.
And I'm getting shots into him. And fortunately, a teammate manages to finish him off. But we did bounce quite a few shots there. I don't think he actually managed to... Oh, he did penetrate us with one shot for 50. Now bear in mind that the T-50 is a tier 4 tank. He's a tier 4 scout, so, you know, okay, we bounced his shots, but he's tier 4. Alright, so now I decide to go arty hunting because they've only got 2 tanks left. I hope I don't run into the SU-152. I assume the arty's going to be around here somewhere hiding. But he's not. Oh, darn it. Now, we've almost capped. Oh, there he is. He's running for it. Oh, we missed.
Enemy armor
One
is
shot.
damaged.
Oh, he's gone down the hill. And time has run out. We've capped. Okay, so we won the match quite well. And like I say, I think that was the best game I had in this tank. And it wasn't great. We did get our class 1 in the tank, so you can see you don't have to do a lot to probably get mastery in this, but it's not easy. Next screen. And we actually finished on top for experience, unbelievably. I don't know how we managed it. I guess because we were a tier 6 in a tier 7 game, but even so. Anyway, so yeah, interesting. Next screen, we fired 42 shots, of which 34 were direct hits. Of those 34 direct hits, we had 16 penetrations. Obviously, the pen's not that great. Damage 955, which is really good considering we've only got 570 hit points. That's a fair bit of damage to do. We received 8 hits, only 4 penetrate. So we bounced 4 shots off that T-50, but remember, he is a tier 4, so fair enough. We spotted 4, so we did do a bit of spotting, and we damaged 6. which is pretty good, and spotting damage we did 1544, which is quite good. So earnings 31 grand. We got a mission reward. Now I also did use a repair kit which cost 3,000. So if we hadn't got that mission reward, we would have finished up still with about 23,000. Not bad profit when you have a good game. Our experience was, I think that says 893. So probably if you got about 1,000, you'd be looking at mastery for the tank. Alright, I hope you enjoyed that. All the best. Thank you for watching my review of the MT-25. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more, please subscribe to ReginaldESQ. Have fun.